Okay, everyone, welcome back. So, what a day today was. Oh my goodness. So, we kind of called out this scenario um, sort of in our last video. Like I said, we were kind of getting oversold here. And we ran down all the way to 45.35 late in the night. And around 3 a.m., we got this huge rally and got the follow through early in the morning, ran all the way up to just above 4,600, kind of peaked above this trend line here, looking like, oh, we might reclaim this trend line, and then a hard rejection back down. That was from about 10 o'clock down to about 11:15, down to 45.54.50, and then we bounced pretty hard again from there, over 30 points up to 45.88.5 area. And then once again started selling off from there. We got a little bit of a tiny bounce here from the 45.50 area up to 45.66, and then boom, down some more. All the way down to 45.15. Like I said in the last video, my downside target was that 45.10 area. So we came just shy of that, and we're starting to bounce now. We're getting back above 45.54. You can see here, this is definitely a significant level here. So I don't know if we're going to get follow through here. I wouldn't short here, but this could be a potential area where we pull back from again and test even lower levels. But I'm actually kind of expecting another rally tomorrow. I don't know where we might end up. We might end up tagging the intersection of this trend line again. So we might tag 4,600 or the middle of this channel, 45.80 possibly, just enough to make a lower high from here before we test those lower levels, which I do still think that we ultimately end up testing. Let's see. Get our bearing straight here. Okay. Yeah, this a little bit better picture on the daily chart. So yeah, might come up and test, this trend line here, the middle of this channel, and then down to possibly 44.80. Again, this is the only indice that hasn't tagged the 200-day moving average as of this late afternoon. ES is yet to hit the 200-day moving average at 44.21 right now. So again, I wouldn't be surprised if we tag that one here. But I think 44.80, that's the next solid bounce area, next solid buy zone. But I do kind of expect a rally going into either tomorrow or Friday. Now, like I said, the NASDAQ, add that to the list of indices that have finally tagged its 200-day moving average, and we actually are long right now on NASDAQ futures. I actually placed an order right at 15,000, and it got a nice bounce from there up to over 15,100. Right now at 15,122. So again, I actually expect a nice little rally in NASDAQ, possibly Thursday or Friday, at least to 175, maybe even this 15,140 area. We could even run up to the top of this channel and retest this trend line here, which is around the 15,500 area. I would definitely take all of my longs off there, and possibly think about flipping short, because I do think we still have a little bit lower levels to test on this, but we'll see. We're going to take it level by level, but I definitely am bullish for now over the next couple of days, expecting 15,400 to 15,500 to be tagged on the NASDAQ before we head any lower. Let's go over here. Actually, let's go back to the NASDAQ real quick. So what is... Yeah, so the 618 would actually take us to 15,400. So again, a little bit of a confluence there at that 15,400 level, because that's obviously a previous pivot from before too. So a lot of times that level has been tagged. So pretty significant level. All right, let's come over, take a look at the VIX. Like I said, we didn't yet make a higher high on the VIX, but that changed as of today. We broke above 23.05 pretty definitively, headed up to 24.150 on that. Luckily, we added some downside calendar spreads to hedge the increased volatility and the downside move in the SPX. So keep an eye on this. We are getting a little hot here. Possibly going to pull back here soon. I would imagine maybe one more little pop to 24.38, and then we cool off, and then we see the indices get a little relief bounce. Just kind of ugly across the board. You look at the Russell. I mean, trading in this range for, like I said in the last video, over a year, and we're finally breaking below that. We might see a little relief bounce here. From maybe 1067 up to the 2100 area. I'm expecting possibly this 2030 area to get tagged here soon, possibly even as low as 2000. If it ends up in that range, I will definitely start scaling into RTY futures for sure, because I think that will be a big bounce zone that could take us all the way back up to possibly 2200. Let's see. Just curious. Yeah, if we ran down to 2030, yeah, the 50% retracement would take us to 2247. So, okay. The Dow, also pretty ugly. Breaking this trend line was a pretty key indicator that we had more downside to come. Broke below this point of control here, came right down to tag the 200-day moving average. Just like the NASDAQ, we started to bounce off of that. So, we might run back up to 15,300, so maybe up another 300 points up for tomorrow. We'll just have to see. Let's take a look at the VXN. Where is that at on here? VXN. Okay. Interesting, the VXN has not made a new high. Ran up to 30.49 here and have yet to break above that. So that's kind of interesting. Maybe it's a sign that the NASDAQ might see a little bit of a stronger bounce than we're expecting. Let's take a look at the yields. Here's the yield futures. Trying to put in a reversal here. Let's take a look at actual TNX though. Okay, yeah, so trying to put in a little bit of a reversal here. Like I said, that 1.9 area was of interest. We did hit it on the futures, but TNX did not actually print that. So on the 4-hour chart, definitely printing a reversal here. Possibly come down to fill this gap at 1.774 before bouncing higher. If we start getting a lot more follow through on that, we could really see the NASDAQ starting to head back up. Another thing that we've been looking at a lot is silver and gold running hot right now. Unfortunately, I cut my longs way too early. I actually got in around this 22.5 to 23 area, cut way too soon. And we got a nice move from 23 up to over 24. Looks like it's ready to tag this 24.6 level right around the 200-day moving average. I think the rally in gold and silver is kind of long overdue. Gold, you take a look, we're kind of trading below this trend line for a long time now, since October of 2022 or 2020. Been holding this trend line right here very nicely. Just gonna have to wait and see. I'm not gonna rush in any positions yet, but I am favoring a break. I think we finally break this trend line to the upside. We'll just have to wait and see. I'm gonna wait for at least a daily close on that, and then possibly wait for the back test of the trend line. If that trend line breaks, definitely going to come up to 10 or 1870, possibly see 1900 from there. So, if we get that trend line break, a nice daily close above it, I will definitely start scaling in to some longs, looking for 1900 on gold. What else? Anything else I want to go over? Bitcoin, real quick, we'll talk about this one. I mean, just still really ugly looking chart. Just been in a downtrend since mid-November. Broken multiple levels, trying to find a bounce here in this 40 to 40K area. Multiple bounces off of this trend line here. Let me zoom in here, get a better view for you. Yeah, so we tagged it here, 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 here. So multiple touches to this, and each time we're getting a weaker bounce. Still trading inside of this bullish channel here. Not even getting up, not even strong enough to touch the upper end of this bullish or bearish channel. And we're failing to stay above 42,000 as well. So, my lean is slightly bearish on Bitcoin. I don't want to short it. I'm actually long a few contracts of the futures with a very tight stop. We do have a little bit of divergence on the daily chart on the MACD, but so far it has not been really playing out. So we'll just have to wait and see. This thing is going to keep chopping around in this 42 to 43K level until we get a definitive break below this trend line or above this channel. If we break below this trend line, the next obvious level down is this 32, 33K area right at the bottom of this bearish channel. If we get a break to the upside, probably looking at 46 to 47K area at least, and then possibly a rejection from there. So, just, honor your stop losses and, play your position sizes accordingly. Don't go all out in anything, no matter how confident you are. But that's it for tonight. We'll keep you updated tomorrow. Again, I'm leaning slightly more bullish for a nice little relief bounce tomorrow in the ES. If you have any questions, come on over to the Telegram and ask away. We'll help you out as best we can. All right, guys, have a good night.